The entire control of no policy should be in the hands of one person only. Policy of the battlefield must also be dependent on the country's strategy, but it has not been as such. Policy of the battlefield has been the determinant of the country's policy.
That voice belonged to this man, Mohammad Cevad Zarif, the foreign minister of Iran. What you heard him say was this: the Revolutionary Guards dictate the foreign policy of Iran. It's the foreign minister himself saying he's not the one in charge. It's an explosive tape to himself. In this part of the tape, the Iranian foreign minister reveals how he was undermined by Kasım Süleymani, the former commander of the elite Quds force, the man who was killed in an American operation last year.
For example, hold off on carrying out some operation for a while until I can do my job. But almost each time that I went for talks, it was Martyr Soleimani who asked me to get a concession or point in regional talks.
Zarif doesn't stop there. He later narrates how Soleimani was working to sabotage Iran's nuclear deal with world powers by working with Russia and by ramping up the Iranian intervention in the Syrian civil war.
In the last week that led to the signing of the JCPOA, Russia did its best to prevent reaching a deal, and that's why the Russian foreign minister was absent on the stage. He would tell me to demand a list of items from Lavrov when I went for talks with him. He wanted diplomacy to be spent on what he wanted to do in Idlib for the Shiites. These were sacred goals, though. I am not trying to deny it.
These revelations come at a critical time for Iran. Tehran has resumed negotiations to revive the nuclear deal. As the presidential elections approach, President Hassan Rouhani is fighting to stay in power. But he faces a challenge from the hardliners. Iran now claims these tapes are illegal and selectively edited. But they will make life difficult for Rouhani and his government, both at home and outside.